And there's a time that he was very hot on KRBE. And I was like, oh, he has a Mother's Day birthday. But Mother's Day floats.
Yes.
Because Mother's Day's this weekend.
Oh, yeah.
So I've been trying to say May 8th. These are just stupid things that stick in my head. Like I know dumb celebrity, useless birthday dates. I know everyone in here. I know all your birthdays, and I'll know them until the day I'm gone.
I don't know how you do that. Like I
don't
can't
know
even
either.
remember my own family's birthdays.
Yeah, I don't know. I've missed so many birthdays.
I know your kid's birthday.
You do?
Yeah, October 20.
Holy crap! How do you know that?
Because I just know it. I know it.
That is
His kid
impressive.
is August 21, or is it 20? 21. I mean, 21 or 22? 21.
Yep.
Because 22 you
Wow.
called us. 20 is my sister's.
Yep.
So you've
Kevin's
got like
birthday, your birthday.
that
Santiago's birthday, March
kind
4.
of brain where you can see all the numbers.
I don't know. It's weird. It's like it's not even a visual, like photographic thing. It's weird. I went to a school where every single day we had to go to chapel, and in chapel, Monday through Friday at St. Thomas, they would do the birthday. Like they would call your name out if it's your birthday. Like they do like a birthday prayer. So you always you're kind of like, oh, it's my birthday today. They're going to say my name. So if you went to St. Thomas Episcopal in your formative years, maybe you remember birthdays like me, because like I remember like people that I have not seen in 20 years, I know their birthdays. And it's not like, oh, Facebook didn't remind me. No, I just know their birthdays. I just know.
I guess when you're younger, I remember like Chris Zito and Mike Rakes. I remember all these guys' birthdays because when you're young,
Yeah,
see who's the oldest, and you kind of see.
You don't have
Plus,
as
back
much
then-
on your plate either.
Back then, they were good birthday parties at school. Like the mom would bring
Cupcakes.
real cupcakes, like
Really?
real frosting, like the
Yeah.
chocolate.
Now, when you're all
vanilla
little,
cake, so this crap that we get from
yeah.
grocery stores that has
Yeah.
that slick on your tongue.
when you were little, like Roula, Eric, Kevin, Sam, did you guys ever have like a birthday party where your mom and dad threw the birthday party and invited all the kids from your friend circle?
Yeah, but my friends are
Absolutely.
not like they do now, where you have to invite the whole class.
No, I know.
Stuff.
Yeah.
We would invite the whole entire class. My parents would rent out a roller rink back in the day.
Fun.
That was like the biggest
Damn.
thing. Yeah, well, because my brother's birthday is March 1st, my older brother, and then my birthday is February 13th. So we would have a joint party. So like all of his
invite
friends
everybody.
would come, and
Mm-hmm.
then all of my friends would come, and we'd have the roller rink, and it was the best parties ever.
Agreed.
It was so
you
much
wonder
fun. I
That
still
sounds
remember
fun.
those memories. It
if
was
the
incredible.
kids,
Skate party, Mom.
if they remember all
I
this
used to
stuff.
wear this like kitty cat T-shirt. I thought I was so cool.
Yeah, they didn't have, what a skate mate is, Sam? Did you have a skate mate? Like the skate mates, they have them now, like at Derry Ashford Roller Rink or whatever. It's called a skate mate. If you don't know how to skate,
Little
Yeah.
walker.
it's like a little walker for kids that
I'm sure they had those.
I just can't believe they didn't
They didn't have
have
that.
when I was a kid.
No,
No,
they
definitely
didn't
not.
have that.
You had to
No,
hang
they
onto
did
the
not.
wall like
Yeah.
a little
Yeah.
cat, scared cat.
Or I like clung on
maybe
to a
you're right.
mom, and I think I like sprained her wrist because I just clung on to her the
You
whole
look
time.
like a deer on ice.
Yes,
But
Can you
it'd be
believe
better
that?
to
The
look
Bel
that
Air
way.
Roller Rink did not have skate mates, and believe me, I know it because I remember
wonder
just
if
not
ours
being able to
did.
to
But I
fly
wouldn't use
free.
that if I was like
I would have
12 years old. I'm
100%.
not
Yeah, you would
using
have
that.
gotten probably made fun of.
Eric, I think
By
some
me.
adults need to use that. When we were kids, my dad took us roller skating one time, my brother Doug and I,
You can't do that
and
as a
he
12-year-old
fell,
boy.
and we were laughing so hard. He fell. He got home, and then they had to take him to the hospital. Turns out he'd crushed discs in his back. My dad was almost paralyzed for he had
That's
to
'cause you're
take
old.
off 3 months from
Yeah.
work.
But these young kids, they can bounce back.
Yeah, true.
I know. I'm
Yeah.
worried about like teaching Santiago everything, and I'm like, I don't know if I can bounce back, y'all.
They said the number one. I read somewhere today for back injuries
Yeah.
is like when you're getting your kid out of your car seat,
Really?
and you bend over and twist, and that's how a lot of people get.
Oh, yeah, because
Oh,
you're
I'm
using your
sure.
back muscles
I
instead
would,
of your
L
legs.
I would think
34
the bathtub. I wouldn't even think the car would be an issue. I feel like
That one
that.
because you're reaching over and you're trying
Slipping
and
and
they're falling
falling
out
And then
of
you
the
have to
tub.
get up. Like,
But you're
'cause
up higher in a
down.
Jeep, but a lot of people are in
Oh,
cars
in the
and
car.
stuff.
But I feel like on the bath though, if you're like bending down, like you're on your knees, you're
Yeah.
bending over the bathtub
Right, so
to
you're
try and
twisted,
pick
kind
them
of.
up, and then
Yeah.
you have to try
Plus
and
your
get up
knees.
with them.
If there's water
Yeah.
spilled on the floor, you could easily slip.
Yeah, I feel like bathtub would be really dangerous.
Definitely
Yeah.
the car screwed me up, especially trying to get something.
But use the car more because
Yeah.
That's true, right?
some kids don't get baths like once at nighttime.
Oh,
Some kids
yeah.
maybe 2 days. Who knows?
We do it every other night, unless he's really stinky.
Yeah. So
Unless he's really stinky.
Or one of those poop bombs.
No
You're like,
shade.
ooh, this one's,
No.
this one's a
Oh, yeah.
bather.
Oh yes, it's like
You're
we're
like,
not
oh,
even wiping you off
We're
at this
just
point,
gonna
kid.
put you in the
they should do that for
shower.
kids out there that dog places. Like I'm gonna take my dog today.
Oh, yeah.
a place where you can wash them.
They've got like a little shower booth.
It's like $15.
Just
It
pop
is
the
worth
kid
it.
in there. It's fine.
Oh man, I just wonder if you could take your kid into that
I'm
place.
still like all day long. I
Santiago would
kept
be terrified.
I kept that thought of that one caller we had yesterday when we were talking about moms I've had it with. You know, like moms are venting.
Mama's done.
Mama's done. And she's talking about how her son pooped his underwear, and he was so embarrassed that he didn't tell his mom. And so she does the laundry, and she's taking the laundry
She washed
out
it
of
all
the
in there.
machine, the wash, and then there was a turd in there. Oh my God.
We played that.
That's his favorite story.
I think at 5:30.
I don't know why.
You put a turd in any story, it could be
That just stuck
anything,
with me
right?
all day. I don't know what it is.
Yeah.
Of all the things that happened, that one, I
You're
was like,
addicted to turds, I guess. I don't know.
You're
Turd
more
talk
than
over here?
welcome to
Turd
come
boy.
change
No.
Santiago's diaper and let me know if you still enjoy
Yeah.
turd
You should be
talk.
Turd boy. That's
No.
your name.
Rula and Turd Boy in the morning.
oh,
Yeah, there
great.
you go.
Don't give them any. Oh, please don't.
What is that?
That would be very embarrassing.
Suno.com can make a song.
There you go,
Like a
Kev.
theme
All
song.
right, I'm writing it down right now.
All right, we'll promote it next. That's what we're going to do. Today on the Roula and Ryan Show, we've got the rapid fire quiz at 8 o'clock this morning, right after we give you the first keyword of the day for the Taylor Swift Flyaway for the Eras Tour. So, rapid fire quiz.
Who won
day is
last
always
week?
fun. Ahmad.
Ahmad did.
Ahmad and I won in a death cage match.
Well, he won.
Sudden death question.
That means we'll start with Roula, Eric, Kevin, Sam, and then Ahmad. That'll
Oh,
be the
yeah.
order.
What do you got picked out?
Yeah, it's going
So
to be.
give me some easy questions, dude.
I hope so.
What do you mean? They're
we're all
all random. They're all laid
I
out
hope so.
already. I
We're
don't.
Somehow I left a 20 over there. I don't know how it got there. Right?
I took it before you could see it. Don't you worry.
Up for grabs is going to be something to make the mom in your life very happy. Dinner and a spa.
A facial.
Oh, yeah.
That's a
from-
great
Sugarland
package.
Met Spa. And then if you can't win that, I have that giveaway as well at 11:30 with me.
I think
Sam's
so.
until
The
12.
spa,
Yeah.
I found out yesterday. I'm able. My insurance, I think, will cover my testosterone shot.
Oh, yeah?
Nice.
They
Sweet.
Try it Tuesday.
was like,
Testosterone Tuesday.
No.
Testosterone.
Because you're low enough?
Just
Love,
barely.
Please, no.
Barely.
I feel like we don't
Barely.
need that.
I'm like, yes.
I can't believe they're
Sweet.
going to cover that.
I don't know if they'll cover it or not. I mean,
And tell
Someone
everyone
here
in the
does
6
it.
o'clockers, I don't know if they know why you're taking this shot. Why do you want to become the Incredible Hulk?
no, I just my energy's low. Yeah,
Right.
I'm just.
You have to understand that.
He wants to pick things up and put them
You want
down.
your drive to be better. You want to be.
I don't know. Well, let's ask someone else.
You want everything.
Test-
They want your
Testosterone.
drive
She
to be
probably doesn't
better.
want the drive.
Testosterone
like,
affects
no.
She's gonna
everything in
switch
a
it
man.
out.
Yeah.
Is it a shot or is it a pill? How,
shot.
Okay, and
You-
how often do you do this?
Like I'm gonna go. I'll find out more because I'm gonna
Okay.
go like Friday or
You
something.
think like maybe once a
I
week,
think
once
it's
a month?
once a week.
Is it like the skinny shot that you get to keep it in your fridge and you
No,
can
they-
administer
they
it
do
at
it
home?
there.
Give it to you.
They do it.
I
there.
had to take this
Got
shot
it.
when I
Okay.
went through hormone therapy during cancer all those years ago, and they dropped my testosterone. Because testosterone makes cancer grow.
Yep.
So they had
Got
to
it.
drop mine to 0. But once I was out of the woods, I said, hey, can you restore me back to my old levels? So they give me that shot. And you don't even notice it, Eric.
And where do they administer it? In your arm, in your belly, in
That's
your
not
butt?
true. I looked everyone up. Everyone's I thought who'd done it. They like feel energy. They're having.
No. I didn't mean it that. I'm just saying, like, you're not like, oh, I'm in pain. You know how some shots, you get a steroid shot and it hurts your arm?
Oh yeah, no.
It's not like that is what I meant. You know, like,
Do you get it
some-
in your arm though, or in your butt?
I think I got
You
it
can
in
do
the
it.
butt.
You can do it in your
Or in
certain
your
area.
stomach?
You can do it in your stomach,
Nice.
your thigh, even, or certain parts where there's not fatty part.
But
Yeah.
you can't take it as a pill because it hurts your liver.
Is that right?
Is that what it is?
Yes, that's why
Gotcha.
they
I went to this place though. I saw these guys, and you just look at them, and you're like, they don't look like they. It's funny because testosterone. You think, oh, these guys don't look manly or something.
That doesn't
but-
determine
Wait, is this
your
like that ad
manliness.
I used to see when I used to read Glamour magazine? There was always like a really like pumped up grandpa who was like, "Look at me," and he had like white hair and his chest
look
was
at
all
that
like
beard, that
he was
tight-
tan and he had like a real
Do you
like
have low
know,
T?
Mr. Clean
That guy's probably
look.
taking steroids.
Like,
I
what's
will
that
say this
grandpa
much.
Good
about?
stuff.
I'm
Eric-
85 and having to drive a 20-year-old. Look out.
Oh God!
I'm just
Meanwhile,
I'm
his
just
wife's
saying,
like,
y'all
"Oh,
beware
Lord."
of Eric. Like when we're doing rapid fire and he's a month into this, because it will get you'll get a little rage filled.
No, you didn't get rage filled. I looked that up. That's a myth too, man. You're sending out wrong
One of our
information.
listeners
I did.
said they took the shot this
That's 'cause you're
morning
an angry
right
man.
in the glute.
The glute.
Yeah, that's where they
glute.
did it.
It's not like, this is just, that's not right.
Yeah, like when I went from 0 back
You
to
just
the
get more
regular
energy,
levels.
and maybe that energy
Yeah.
will make me want to.
Yeah,
Everybody has different
Yeah, I'm sure it happens.
side effects.
I was
too.
looking it up. I did the research and
Yeah.
stuff. So
I'm sure.
So
We'll see what
basically,
happens. I'm
Worst
just
what
comes
did
to
I
worst,
learn
it
in
doesn't
these-
work for you. You don't take it anymore.
In
Yeah.
these 3
You know what I
minutes,
mean?
I've learned that everything that Ryan says, Eric says, is going to be the opposite for him. So
all I can
if he got
tell you is
angry,
my
Ryan's gonna be
personal
the sweetest
experience
man.
with
I mean,
it. That's all.
Eric's gonna be
Eric's
really
gonna
nice.
start crying when we say good morning on the show. He's gonna be like, "It's so beautiful.
It's such a beautiful.
Now, that's when you
morning.
have-
I just love you."
That's when you have like no testosterone.
it gets really low.
You get
Maybe I
very
need
sensitive.
to take out some of my testosterone.
I saw a lot of guys
and
in
then
this
I'd be
place.
sweet.
I saw a lot of guys with their wives there too. Like the wife was filling out all the paperwork for him. Like, dude, you can't even fill out your paperwork.
Oh, God, you're already angry.
So these guys must have.
I know, Ryan, you better finish the rest of those stories. Like, when you read about it in Chronicle, just don't read underneath the picture. Read the rest of the story.
Yeah.
You know how
Or
the
else he's
picture
gonna
has a
come
little
Like I
guy.
say, I mean, everybody's got their own
Slug,
take on
the
things.
headline.
I mean, all I can do is like share with you what I went through when I did
Please
it.
text Eric.
What are they saying?
The one wife texted in that her husband gets it, and she goes, maybe I can give him a placebo because I guess he's like too ramped up. I'm giving him too much energy.
Feeling amorous.
Placebo.
Whoops.
Placebo?
Yeah.
Wait, what'd you call it?
A placebo.
A placebo.
Oh,
She got it right.
I don't know how that's how it came out.
Anyway,
Hit the button.
I thought it was someone with a bow on it. A cat.
What?
moving on.
That's what I
You're going to be obvious about it. They just misheard you, Sam.
taco pop.
I know what you're saying.
Moving on. Coming up next in Scoop.
That's the kind of.
In the downtime.
What's wrong with
I'm
you?
gonna roll it on. I'm
She
gonna just
had
keep
an
this
L in
train
there.
going. See how this ship is just going to cruise on into avoid that iceberg?
Thank you.
So Travis Kelce signed a contract to extend his
Heaven.
time with the Chiefs, and Ryan Murphy has signed Travis Kelce on for his series. Kev, you're going to get Travis Kelce in your favorite series brought to you by Ryan Murphy.
Oh, I thought you were going to say Mass Singer.
No, Ryan Murphy does not do Masked Singer.
If that was, it'd be murderous.
American Horror Story.
They
Oh
could
my
make.
gosh.
They should make one like that.
Yeah, where they kill each
Yeah.
singer.
A
You know who's
Masked
being
Singer
killed.
where there is a killer in the
murder.
mask.
Behind the scenes, yeah.
Here's your weather for today.
All right, so we might even see 90 today. It's going to be partly cloudy. Right now, 77 degrees and 610 on the Roula and Ryan Show.
Now, y'all ready?
This is Roula and Ryan's Celebrity Scoop.
On KRBE.
Okay, so ABC 7 is an affiliate in many cities. There's one in New York, there's one in Chicago, there's one in LA. It is unidentified which ABC 7 this is, but a security guard working at Drake's mansion in Toronto was shot while outside his home yesterday early morning. He was just standing outside the gate of Drake's residence. It was 2 a.m., so Monday night into Tuesday morning, and they say a suspect drove up, shot the man, and then fled the scene in a vehicle. Wow. He was found suffering from an apparent gunshot wound, remains hospitalized in serious condition. It's a big story. Drake is not clear. It's not clear if he was home at the time or they haven't said where he is or nothing like that. Mm-hmm. The cops are saying this is no different than any other investigation. Maybe it's more high profile because of whose house it is, but we're going to treat it like any other incident. We're going to use all our resources. Our team is going to do as much as they can to investigate this. But when it came to ABC 7's reporting of the story, there's a mispronunciation in words sometimes. Happens here all the time. Wakes you up. Keeps you alert.
your toes, baby.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, let's hear how this rolled out.
Lots of questions tonight about a security guard who was shot outside the mansion of the rapper, I should say, Drake in Toronto.
Now, many people are asking this.
Oh, my God.
How do you mess that word up?
Did he keep going with it? Play it again. What he?
Okay, here we go.
Lots of questions tonight about a security guard who was shot outside the mansion of the rapper, I should say, Drake in Toronto.
Now, many people are asking
Should
this.
say.
Oh,
yeah.
man.
You think?
How do you come back from that?
The word therapist is not the rapist.
Oh, yeah.
that used to be on SNL when they did Jeopardy, and Sean Connery, Will Ferrell played the host,
Trebek.
Alex Trebek, and he's like, "I'll take the rapist for 1,000, Alex."
That was Daryl Hammond playing
There's
Sean
a website
Connery.
where I get a lot of agents' numbers and stuff. No, Roula knows this one.
Oh, it's Who Represents.
But
Now
spell
think
it
of
out.
how
Yeah.
that's spelled
Type
out.
it in.
Who
Type in
represents?
.com. Type
Oh,
it,
my
type it in,
God.
Sam, and then see
Who
what that
represents? But when you write it all together in one word,
Yeah.
it looks like whore presents.
says. Yep.
I like that.
Who represents? Okay, moving on. Travis Kelce, obviously making lots of money on different endorsements. I feel like he's doing so many different commercials. He's got lots of cash coming in. He also re-signed with the Chiefs, and he's just living
He's the
his
highest
best
paid
life.
tight end.
Yes, in the history of the NFL.
How much
right?
does he get?
Yep. A lot.
A lot.
I think it was like a 2-year deal for like
I don't even know.
90 million or
Google
something.
is,
Okay, so on Tuesday, Niecy Nash posted a video on Instagram from the set of Ryan Murphy's series Grotesquerie, which I've not seen this and I won't see this because I don't like grossy things.
He uses
that
her a
sounds
lot.
nasty.
She was in a couple of his shows. The one with Emma
Did he
Roberts.
do Dahmer? Did Ryan Murphy do the Dahmer series? Because she was an excellent
question.
as the neighbor.
oh, boy.
I don't think that was Ryan Murphy that did the Dahmer
I had a feel
series.
for like what he
It
would
did.
do.
It
But
was very dark, like a Ryan Murphy situation. Anyway, so he is confirming that he has joined Grotesquerie. Doesn't say for how many episodes or what exactly his role is going to be, but he just said jumping into new territory with Niecy. And her caption was, "This is what happens when winners link up." because, he's a winner and she's a winner and she has an amazing
Which, by
dance.
the way, I got you your answer. Ryan Murphy was involved with Dahmer.
Okay.
And Travis Kelce, $17.125 million a year.
For how many years, though?
2. So that's $32 million.
Oh, I thought he got like 90 for 2 years.
Or 30.
They're not there yet
or
for
30. What is 17 times 2?
He puts his
34.
34.
The thing about it, he has to put his, he's out there. It's football. You get injured so easily.
It's over.
Absolutely. You gotta make
other
that money.
sports where they're saying in like a couple of years, like Luka with the Mavericks, their star player, he's probably going to get an $80 million a year contract.
$80 million a year?
I was listening to Charles Barkley talk to some
Who is
people.
that? I'm sorry, the name.
The star for
what's his
the
name?
Mavericks. Last name is Luka.
Luka Doncic. I can never say it right.
Oh, wow.
He's $80 million. Charles Barkley said when he was starting out, him and Dr. J, he's like a famous basketball player.
Yeah.
Moses Malone, he played for the Rockets.
Right.
And then Philadelphia legend. They were all over. They heard Magic Johnson got $1 million a year. They're all like high-fiving. Like, oh, my God, can you believe someone
And now
got $1
someone's
million
getting
just to play
80?
basketball?
And now 80 million.
Oh,
A
I
year.
still remember when, was it Janet Jackson or was it Mariah Carey had an $80 million deal? I think it was Mariah. In like 20 years ago, Mariah Carey signed an $80 million deal to do 5 albums for Sony / Columbia.
I think that's when she broke away from her husband. It was Columbia.
And that was huge news that for 5 albums, it was 80 million. Because I remember the story was, she said, or was it Prince? One of the two were saying, I don't know why everyone's freaking out. That's not really a lot. Oh, and then Prince was on The Tonight Show with Jay Leno and he broke it down, how much that actually is. And he goes, how many times is that song going to play? How many times? And are we going to get paid for every time that song plays? Every time? I mean, there's a whole thing you can search it on YouTube, Prince and The Tonight Show about record label money, because he was, how like when you're on a talk show, everyone's like kind of jovial, like, hey, you're here talking about your album. And it's kind of like, you're kind of like when you see a stand-up comic, just because they're on the stage, you're already smiling. So it was supposed to be like, wow, Prince is here.
Oh, no, he was salty.
But Prince was like so serious. He was like this, how much was the record label making? And how much are we making? You think that's fair? Is that good math? And it was like, so like,
That was 30 years ago
I
that
think
Prince
if you
did
don't
that.
get a lot of airplay, you're gone. Like, I know they want more money from radio stations. But if you don't have us playing, like, look at Katy Perry was the biggest star. She had 8 hits on that one album?
Yeah.
6, I think.
6 or 7 big hits because the radio played it all the time.
Yeah.
Once they stopped playing it, she does American Idol.
but she's leaving.
The money comes from American Idol, not
I'm
the
just saying,
music.
like Roula said, in music, you got to be hot
Right.
to stay on top.
I mean, remember
you
when
always have to be performing. You always have to be
Yes.
somewhere. You need radio to be playing your stuff. If radio stopped playing Dua Lipa tomorrow,
right?
chances are you would not.
Yeah,
should
like
just
And
fall
that's
off.
how it was for pretty much since the beginning of popular music. But things have changed with the internet, with streaming devices, with YouTube, with everything else. I mean,
It's
there's
true,
so
but you
many
still have to get
stars that
played.
never were played on the radio.
But if it's not played, you're not going to make the big
It's
bucks.
like
I'm
you
saying
didn't
the big
really
bucks.
make it until you hear it. Still in 2024, if an artist still gets like the Warren Fuzzies and the Oh My God, I Can't Believe It, when they hear their song on the radio, it is different than it's like, oh, I released my music on YouTube. I released my music on Spotify. I released my music on blah, blah,
Those
blah.
country artists?
But when you hear your song on the radio, like I'm going to talk up your song before we go into Revenge, you have made it.
Yeah.
Right? I mean, that's how they felt. I mean, still. And the whole way you even get, we talked this last week, how the country artists were saying you can't even get a record label to look at you now if it's not 1 million followers on your Instagram.
But you're
if you're
getting
new.
You're getting promotion. You're getting people talking about your music, listening
And also,
to it.
I'm going to repeat this too, because I know that Eric and I have had this conversation in Scoop before on the show, how if you had a choice to become an actor or a music star, you should pick to be an actor, because an actor will work for 7 months on a movie and then promote it for a couple months and they got like $10 million, $5 million, whatever
Yeah.
it is. You are only as hot as your last single in music. When Lady Gaga came for her first tour in Houston, the second tour had already gone on sale. And everyone's like, that's so crazy. It was almost like oversaturation. And then she did back-to-back tours and exhausted herself because she knew, I mean, that's how you just keep the machine going. And then it was like, oh, where's Lady Gaga? It's been like 5 years. I mean, you know what I mean? And then she did Super Bowl.
Yeah.
With music,
And
a lot
that
of
was a
people
spike.
But now it's
People
like,
can be
what
fickle.
is she doing?
Yeah, she's doing a lot more
Smaller clubs
acting
and,
and
like
small
acting
loungy. She's going to go back into that tour, Kevin, that you saw in Vegas.
She's going back to do her Vegas 18-piece orchestra jazz show, and it was phenomenal. Like nothing I've ever seen before. So I think she's happy. She's living in her cash and doing things that she likes to do.
Yeah, she can do that now.
So,
And she probably knows she can't, she could probably sell at Toyota Center.
She don't need no conservator.
Yeah. No.
Oh, yeah, no. I think she has her
But they have
stuff
research.
together.
They do all that stuff. They know what tickets will sell, except for J-Lo.
I know, that's why.
They misgauged that
I
one.
think $300 a ticket or whatever. It's like
It was
too
like
much.
400.
yeah, come on.
And now they changed that tour name to her best of hits, basically, but I haven't heard any noise
I
about
don't know
it
if it was
since.
enough to turn those ticket sales around.
I mean, the last couple times she came along with Enrique or Pitbull or both or whatever.
See,
it was
that's
not
the
just
thing.
her by herself. Wait, was it her by herself? This two tours ago was her
I think
by
it was
herself?
Oh, maybe not. I can't remember now.
That's why you do
mixed up.
these package deals. I know a lot of the rock circuits. They'll put like 3 or 4 bands. Who've seen their bigger days, but they package them all together.
Then people know they're going to get the hits.
Oh, well.
You only have time to do 8 songs up there for each group.
Yeah, it's
10
all
songs.
hits.
Just give us the 10.
What was that tour that they did like 2 years ago or during the pandemic? It was Motley Crue and Def Leppard and I forget who else. But they
who
packaged
was the
these
third
bands
one?
together. Oh, it was Poison.
Yeah, Poison.
There's a,
Joan Jett would show up once in a while.
Something on Instagram with Def Leppard. You know how they do like, oh, we're radio, we blah blah blah, or we're Greeks, we're blah blah blah. It was we're Def Leppard. Of course we have this and that. Not the drummer for Def Leppard. He's the one that lost his arm, but I guess he's the guitarist. I don't know which piece.
The
he's
one that Kevin and I hung out with. What was that guy's name? He has
short
the same
hair.
name. Is he Phil Collins? Was that his name?
No.
He has the same name as someone famous.
Phil Collins is the guitar player.
Yeah,
Okay.
that's a guy.
Yeah.
They were
Who
here.
came up here with the coffee?
Oh no, that was the Aerosmith.
That
guy.
was,
That was Aerosmith, where
Joey
Eric told him,
Kramer.
"Tell us about the cocaine days."
That was the drummer.
That was
Yeah.
Joey Kramer from.
So awkward.
I want some stories, man. I just don't come
I
up here.
know,
And,
I wanted some
you
stories
can't just pitch
too.
coffee. You got to tell us about all the blow and all the girls backstage, fun stuff.
For those that missed that moment in Roula and
Was he
Ryan show
mad?
history,
Yeah.
he was
Yeah,
here
I'm
to
sure.
promote his Rockin' Roasters because the Smart Financial Center was carrying his coffee brand.
And then they gave me
Eric
some.
at some point is like, "Are we going to talk about your Aerosmith cocaine days?"
He wrote a book.
Because Eric had like 3 cups of this guy's coffee.
I've never had a coffee. I don't drink
Joey
coffee.
Kramer's coffee, and he was like so ramped up. And then he's looking at him like,
He's like, what's with this guy? What's with this guy?
Yeah, this guy.
But he did keep
my
sniffling.
God.
He had the sniffles,
He didn't
too.
want, he kept sniffling, and he didn't want to talk about his druggy,
Was
crazy.
it a cold or was it a
days.
cocaine sniffle?
I think a cold, but he just
Okay.
wasn't because he was up early.
Okay.
Right.
I'm like, you got to give us something. If we're going to promote your coffee.
And
you
you're
got to promote some
and you're right, Eric.
gossip.
It is Phil Collen, Collen.
Is he a blonde-haired guy, right?
He blonde-haired guy from Def Leppard, and one of our former colleagues here from years ago. Her daughter actually was in radio school. My friend Jamie. She was in charge of like doing promotions for this event we were doing at KRBE when I first started answering the phones. It was with Def Leppard, but she didn't know. She was like a 21-year-old college kid here to get intern credit. And so she was driving him around. She had to pick him up and take him somewhere. And she's like, "Oh, so what do you do?" And he was like, I'm just do some music." Like she
I
had
bet-
no
I bet he enjoys that,
idea
though, as opposed
he
to
was
a
the
fan.
guy from Def Leppard in her
I don't
front
know.
seat.
His ego probably got him.
Would you want somebody just, a lot of times you're in a car, you just want to relax and get from point A to point B. You got a fangirl in the car with you. "Oh my God, tell me about this time when as opposed to, who are you?
I guess if you're just relax.
Yeah, you don't want that.
I don't know. You got it. You're a guitarist. You want everyone to know who you are.
Well,
I
the
mean-
lead singers always are the
Yeah,
ones that got
yeah.
all the girls
Yeah. He's like, yeah, finally.
in the rock world.
I mean, and was it last Sunday? Rolling Stones were here, and a friend of mine went because it was our bucket list to see them before they kicked the bucket.
Yeah.
And she said that it was awesome, and they played for like 2 straight
It
hours.
was the first
and
show
they
of
were-
the tour. So
Yeah, the
they-
first city.
And
and the
he's
whole
got a
tour
lot of
stop.
energy. That Mick Jagger, he's 81. I think his girlfriend's 37.
No, he's got testosterone shots.
Yeah, for sure.
Eric and his testosterone.
Can we play
shots.
this audio? This lady left a message yesterday. I sent it to you guys
Yeah, it's really good.
about Mother's Day. Her question, because she has her own mom and she wants to know what she should do.
All right, it's Mother's Day group therapy.
Yeah.
Let's get to it next on the Rule and Ryan Show.
104.1.
KRBE is back to the Roula and Ryan
It's
Show.
Mother's Day weekend this
Sunday.
weekend. Do not forget the mamas in your life, whether it's your own mom, your mate is a mom, your sister, your aunt,
I
your
can't
best
believe,
friend,
Roula.
whoever it is, it's a mom.
In 2024, that we still have to remind these guys, your wife is a mom. She gave you the gift of a child. That is the greatest gift in life. If you cannot celebrate her for this one day, there is something seriously
I
wrong
think
with
the
you.
hardest part, though, is as a dad or as a guy, I don't have a mom, but if I had
Yeah.
a mom, I'd want to spend time with her. and you want to spend time with your own wife, for the kids. It's
Make it
How do you
happen.
make everybody
and then you got
happy?
their mom. So say you got like a lot of places to go to. It's almost like a Christmas in a way.
yeah.
Yeah.
It's stressful.
You almost got to
Absolutely.
just
You have your mother-in-law.
let's do
your
Saturday
mom,
night. Let's do
your wife.
Sunday.
Yeah.
Let's do Saturday
There's
night with
nothing
the
wrong with that.
family or with our moms,
Yeah.
and then Sunday will be with you, honey.
Yeah.
Just for you.
That's
Go
a
to
great
brunch.
idea.
There's
Eric.
the
I mean-
busiest restaurant day of the year is this Sunday, Mother's Day. Now, I thought the second busiest day was Valentine's Day, but there was a stat yesterday that was Saturday night.
I talked about that yesterday. It was
Yeah.
Mother's Day,
And then
Valentine's Day, and then Father's
Day.
was the most.
But Mother's
But the
Day
Saturday-
Yeah.
like this weekend,
'Cause I think they're
Saturday
doing
is
what
like a
Eric said.
secondary busy day.
I feel like you have
you're
to do
doing like a
both.
whole weekend
Oh, I'm
of
sure.
it.
Yeah.
So here's a call we got on the listener line at 713-278-VENT. A lot of people trying to figure out how to make it all work.
Hey, Roula and Ryan. I love you guys. I'm just sitting here as a mom. Mother's Day is about to come up. And I'm just kind of wondering, as a mom myself, am I required to spend Mother's Day with my own mom? Because sometimes when Mother's Day happens, like, you kind of want to break from the things that stress you out. And if it's your mom that stresses you out, like, is that wrong to want to have a Mother's Day with just your kids and your husband and not with your mom? Like, that sounds so wrong, but I feel like there's an obligation to be with your mom, but sometimes if there's stress there that you just feel like maybe you want to just be with your own family. Anyway, just my thoughts. Thank you. Love you guys.
Now, the difference here is she's
Nothing
talking about
wrong
her
with that.
own mom. She's not talking about having to share a date with her mother-in-law, which is makes it even a little trickier for some people when it's the mother-in-law, because you're like, well, my husband wants to hang out with his mom too, but it's her own mom that stresses her out.
Well-
no, there's no rule that you have to spend it with your own mom, but you should at least acknowledge your own mom.
But how do you do
Yes.
it without hurting her feelings?
Do you have other siblings?
Wouldn't you be hurt, Roula?
Be like, hey, can
Like
you
if
go?
your daughter, when
That
your
would
daughter's
hurt.
grown up and she chose to celebrate Mother's Day with everybody but you, you'd be hurt, wouldn't you?
Well, everybody but you means what? You're making it sound like it's all the whole family except the mom. We're talking about her own little nucleus. She wants to spend Mother's Day with her own little nucleus, the own little family that she created. So you can't really fault her for that, but you would hope at least you get like a phone call or like in my world.
At least a phone call or a
Or
card
maybe
or
you
gift.
go to church together or something. Like in my world, you'll go to church together, and then if they want to split off and go do their own thing, go do your own thing. But at least see the mom at some point that day if you have a decent relationship with her.
But-
there are a lot of people who don't have decent relationships with their moms.
That's the
and they're
key
like,
right
no,
there.
I don't want to see you.
If you've got a tumultuous relationship, like it's really stressful to be around your mom and you're a mom and you're just looking for this one day just to get a break, she's not wrong
What was
to
the,
want that whole
Or day
day.
to celebrate. Think about it. You got your birthday. That's the day you can celebrate for you. And you have Mother's Day.
Right.
Not much
What is
else.
it?
The holidays are for your kids.
What was the thing yesterday,
Right.
Sam? Did you see that thing about how moms, like 10% of moms, just want to celebrate Mother's Day by themselves?
Yes.
I'm like, oh my God.
I've seen that. That's why like they want
Not
to do
even
the
with their
spa day because that can take hours. And so
Well-
it's like, can you just watch the kid? I'm going to go to the spa.
Well, listen, years ago, I made the total rookie mistake, Sam. I was thinking, oh, I'm going to get my nails done. And you know what? I should probably go on Mother's Day because probably nobody will be there on Mother's Day since everyone's out being
Rookie.
celebrated. Total rookie mistake. They were packed.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, man, I shouldn't have waited to get my nails done on Mother's Day because that's not going to work. 37530 is our text number. And this person says, I feel this in my soul. All exclamation points. It's my first Mother's Day, and my mom is a major cause of stress in my life. I'd rather just spend the day with my son and my husband.
Then do you.
So the question is, how do
you.
you
Approach that, maybe?
politically, diplomatically edge out your mom on your Mother's Day?
I don't even think it's about edging her
You say
out.
do you, Ryan, but then on Monday when we bring up who had a bad Mother's Day weekend, because that's always
Yeah,
the number
that
one
mom's gonna
cheating
call
She's
day.
going to call and say, my daughter has her own family now, and she didn't even acknowledge me or
Well,
something.
I think you have
you
to definitely
acknowledge.
acknowledge. Maybe
You
what you could
acknowledge.
do if
If your mom sucks.
if your mom sucks, then just
That's a good-
acknowledge
that's a
it.
good
Maybe.
way. That's
Then
a
you
good
got to
way.
cut that
But
out of
say
your
you're
life.
really
Text.
close. Like, what happens if I'm really close? You guys know I'm really close with my mom. What happens if I just wanted to spend it with Mark and myself and
I think that
Santiago?
your
you know,
mom's
how
a
would,
good
your
mom.
how
She'd
would I
understand.
approach that?
Yeah, because what if your mom calls and says, Sammy, guess what? I'm going to fly in for Mother's Day.
Yeah.
You'd be like, oh.
Do you have a close enough
okay.
relationship where you could say, Mom, I really want to just have a chill
Absolutely.
day?
She was here last year for my first Mother's Day.
She's a good mom.
And
then.
I could have told her easily, like, hey, Mark and I are just going to go do brunch with Santiago. I'm sorry, but like, I just want to spend this quality time together, us three. But we didn't do that because I wanted her to be
Plus,
included
you don't see
in
her
that.
as much. You want to
and
see
I
her as
don't,
much.
yeah. So maybe mine's a little bit different. Like this year,
But
this
your brother
weekend, I'm
could have
going
been
up
upset.
to because he
Like-
didn't get to spend time with her.
Last year.
Oh yeah, for sure. He's always upset. Why is she always going down to Texas?
The older brother?
Yes.
Yeah.
He's
Married to a
literally
kid.
asking that question because
Why is she going to Texas?
you gave them
Because-
their first grandchild. They don't get
No,
to
my
see.
brother has a
No, no.
grand. My
Oh,
brother
yeah,
has
yeah,
a
yeah.
kid.
That's not
Yeah,
the
I'm
first
sorry, I
grandchild.
missed
That's
that.
what
The
makes
thing
it
is,
worse.
I can't
Sorry.
take off work. Like my mom's not working right now, so it's easier for her to be able to travel to me,
Sure.
and stay for weeks
And-
on end when
but
I
how-
can't do
They live
that.
closer together. Like,
They live like 5 minutes.
How
away.
difficult is it for your mom, though? She has this beautiful baby grandson, and she doesn't get to see him grow up on a daily basis. So how can he get mad at her for wanting to spend a little bit
Well,
more
you
time
should
with that
ask
baby?
him.
'Cause they're
You
called
should
siblings.
ask him
Because
yes.
it's Ryan. If your mom was constantly picking your brother's kids over your kid,
But she's not.
you wouldn't have a problem with that.
It's just that we live farther away, so she stays with me longer.
Right, but
than
in
she
his mind,
would.
like,
I
why are you
don't
always
have a
going
problem
down
with
there?
that.
Yeah.
But people do have a problem with
Yes.
that. There is a
'Cause you don't.
competition
Yeah.
amongst siblings
You're right.
all the time.
Always.
and you don't because you think your mom loves your daughter the most. And you're,
No, not at all. I mean, she loves
I know
all
who her
she
real
loves
number one
all her
is.
grandchildren the most.
that's how siblings are.
Right.
She has
They're
definitely
always-
spent more time with.
If you don't think that way, that means
my
you think
nephew.
you are the bee's knees.
You're the chosen
Yeah.
child. Yeah,
And the other ones are mad at you.
absolutely.
This texter says, I told my family I want the whole day alone. I want
Yeah.
to figure out my own breakfast, lunch, and dinner. And
That's true. But do they think it's a trap, though? If my wife told me
Right.
that, I'd be like, okay, does this mean I'm off the hook? I don't
he
have to do
did
anything?
nothing for me.
Yeah.
yeah.
Well,
I can't win.
in the other mom facts yesterday that I was reading through, it's people who are like, oh, we're gonna make mom breakfast in bed. Some moms grind their teeth at that because they're like, ugh, what kind of mess did you leave me in the kitchen that I have to clean up? Like if you're gonna do the breakfast in bed for the mom in your life, you better do the
Yeah.
follow through and clean up the kitchen like
Yes.
legit.
Yes.
Like legit clean it up. Don't be like, well, we kind of wiped it, and then you just take a smeary counter with all
And
that
the
butter
dishes
everywhere.
are all in the sink. It's like at least put it in the dishwasher.
gonna
Maybe
do
wipe
it.
up. That'd be lovely.
Make
Right,
something
right.
good, too. Don't make it crappy.
What would you recommend? I mean, I'd be happy with like
'Cause then you gotta eat it
chocolate
as a
chip
mom. You gotta eat it. What if
waffles
they-
or pancakes.
The kids try and make something like the dad should supervise, is what I'm saying.
I did that for my mom. Instead of baking powder, I put baking soda. The one time for the muffins, and they were the saltiest things we've ever eaten
my
our whole entire
God.
life because I didn't know. I was like, oh yeah, I'm gonna bake
See,
you
the
instead.
parents, the dad should
But that was
oversee.
a fun memory.
Kevin shaking
Yeah,
his
that's
head.
funny.
Poisoned her, but
So we all survived.
So another texter says, I'm very close with my mom, but I also don't always want to hang out with her on Mother's Day. I have my own kids. I have stepkids. I celebrate her throughout the year. Now, man, that texter
Did you lose it? Yeah.
I just lost it because
So that's great. If you celebrate them throughout the year, you don't need that one day just to show that you love them.
Ooh, how about this, Eric? We've opened up a can of worms. My siblings call my son the golden grandchild. We live with them and they helped raise him.
see?
Or my mother-in-law loves my nephew more than she loves my daughter.
Well, you can
My
tell.
daughter was her first grandchild. My nephew was born 70 days later, and he's her favorite.
my wife said in Iran, her grandpa had like all these photos of her sister, and like one little one of her.
Yeah.
it was like 10 of Netta and one of Nagy, and she just knew that
You
he
know
loved
when
her
the
the most.
grandparent doesn't like you.
Oh yeah,
Well,
for sure.
sometimes-
My dad's
sometimes-
mom, God rest her soul, I was not
Her
her
favorite.
favorite. Y'all,
She's the one
she
that
could
told you to
not
lose
handle.
weight.
Oh my God. She'd be like, how are we going to marry you off? How are we going to marry you? You're so fat. How are we going to marry
God,
you?
your grandmother said that to you?
Yes, when I was like 11.
She said it in Greek.
God, that is
Great.
horrible.
How are we going to marry you? There's no way. Because think where she's coming from, y'all. She was born like in 1897. It was about dowries. Like, how many livestock are they going to give up to try and trade me out for somebody? Was her mindset.
Oh my God.
Like, she just could not. And then my sister Maria was like the golden grandchild. When I would go to Greece for the summer by myself, she would like be like the chagrin on her face was like, oh, you're here by yourself? Oh,
Oh my God.
Where is your sister? You didn't bring your sister.
fridge. I had to stock the pantry.
And then she's like, where are you going like that? Look at
Wow.
you. Look at you. You're going to your friend's house again. Always. I mean, now they're funny memories to me now, but think of how bad that was at the time.
scarring.
When I was like, oh, okay, great. No bologna sandwiches for you.
To tell you what's going down in H-Town.
Okay, so dozens of staff and teaching positions in HISD are in danger of being cut before the next school year. This is according to the mandatory reduction in force notices that were included in yesterday's Board of Managers agenda. The list includes nurses, librarians, counselors, assistant principals, reading, math, science teachers, fine arts, and elective instructors. All sorts of people. like
We're going backwards.
we really are. I mean, the state has taken over HISD. Look, we're all entitled to our opinions. I'm not saying this opinion as, oh, I'm on the radio. I'm saying this as a taxpayer. This guy, this Miles guy, this is the answer. He's going ass backwards here.
That's what companies do when they
You don't hear
screw
that
up.
on the news.
They screw up and they make
No.
cuts.
Yeah.
I mean,
Some radio
my
company made
God.
a 7% cut yesterday. This company in the East Coast cut 7%. Cut these people, just ruin their lives
Because the bottom line is the
these
bottom
suits,
line.
and then they get their big bonuses and
Yeah.
stuff. Oh, that's really going to help them. Cut this guy making $25,000 a year.
Yeah.
You ruined his life.
So this program director or giant VP of programming or whatever can
Gets his bonus.
get his golden parachute bonus. That's just this is messed up. Troy Finner has stepped down as the chief of the Houston Police Department. His sudden retirement comes along a police investigation into the department's internal code, SL. It's called, quote, SL. That was to mark criminal cases and incidents reported as suspended due to lack of personnel. So he became chief back in 2021, taken over after former chief Art Acevedo left to do the job in Miami. And amidst all this controversy, he's just decided to retire. And finally, the Department of Transportation announced it's rolling out new rules that will require airlines to automatically give you cash refunds if they cancel or delay your flight. The refunds must be issued within 7 business days and must be in cash or the original form of payment. I like that. Getting our money back immediately.
Well, no one pays in cash, so it's going to go back to your credit
But
card.
they'll credit your credit card immediately.
They
That's
give you
really
that.
good.
What is this?
Yeah.
What is this green stuff?
I know, because you're going to
Smells
have like
paper.
the flight people out there at the front desk, like handing out cash.
The only time I know cash is when I go to Vegas.
Yeah, they got
That's
an
when I
old
bring
cash register. Here's your cash.
There you go, Sonny.
That's what's going down in H-Town.
Coming up next, Special K. Is it a telemarketer turnaround? Is it a robocall? What is it?
We got a robocall. Haven't done one of those in a long time. People put those little apps in their car now that can help you reduce your price of insurance.
Oh, it tells you like how many times you stop or
follows you around, tattles on you.
Big Brother's watching you.
Everyone loves that.
Yeah.
Who doesn't love that?
You get
Some of
discounts, I
us-
guess. You get-
Right. Some of us would benefit in this room. Most would not.
Really would not.
No. Okay, we're going to hear this robocall next on the Roula and Ryan Show.